Good evening, night wanderers. You found your way to the midnight frequency, the hour where reality loosens its grip, and the strange, the unexplained, the terrifying find their voice. I'm your host, and if you're listening to this, you're either very brave or you simply can't sleep. Either way, you're in the right place. You know that feeling? When you're lying in bed and you hear something that shouldn't be there. A creak in an empty hallway. A shadow that moves wrong. A voice calling your name when you're completely alone. That's where we live. In that space between, I'm sure it's nothing, and what if it's not? Every night we open our frequency to those who've experienced something they can't explain. Something that changed them. Something that keeps them awake at 3 a.m., wondering if they're losing their mind, or if they've simply seen the truth that most people are lucky enough to ignore. Our guests aren't professional storytellers. They're accountants, teachers, nurses, students, ordinary people who've had extraordinary, often terrifying encounters with the unexplainable. They come here to share their stories, to warn you, to ask if anyone else has experienced what they have, to find some peace in knowing they're not alone in the dark. Some stories will make your skin crawl. Others will make you question everything you thought you knew about reality. A few might even make you laugh nervously, because sometimes that's all you can do when faced with the impossible. Before we begin, I have one request. Listen with the lights on if you need to. Lock your doors. Check your windows. Because once you hear these stories, you'll start noticing things. Patterns. Coincidences that aren't coincidences. And you'll wonder, could it happen to me? Tonight, we have a guest who woke up to something that shouldn't have been there. What started as an ordinary morning became a descent into a nightmare where reality itself became questionable. Her story will make you wonder, how do you know you're really awake? How do you know this moment, right now, listening to my voice, is real? Deep breath. So turn up your volume, settle in, and remember, every story you're about to hear is told by someone who lived it. Someone who, just like you, thought these things only happened to other people. Until they didn't. Welcome to the Midnight Frequency. Let's begin. Our guest tonight is Sarah Mitchell, a woman living what most would call an ordinary life. Routine. Predictable. Safe. Until one morning she woke up to find something that shouldn't have been there. What followed was a descent into a mystery so disorienting, so mind-bending, that even now Sarah isn't entirely sure where the dream ended and reality began. Her story raises a question that might keep you up tonight. How do you know, really know, that you're awake right now? That this moment, listening to my voice, is real? Before we begin, I'll warn you. This story doesn't tie up neatly. It doesn't offer comfortable answers. Because sometimes, the most terrifying thing isn't what happens to us. It's not knowing if it happened at all. Sarah, welcome to the Midnight Frequency. Tell us, what happened the morning you found the red envelope?
I woke up to the same beige ceiling I'd been staring at for the past 5 years. My alarm hadn't even gone off yet, but my body knew. 6:47 a.m. Same time, every single day. I reached for my phone on the nightstand, and that's when I noticed it. A red envelope. Right there, on my pillow, next to my face. My heart started racing. I live alone. My apartment door has 3 locks. I always check them before bed. Always. But here it was, this crimson envelope with my name written in elegant black ink, not typed, handwritten. Sarah. Have you ever had that moment where your brain tries to rationalize something that makes absolutely no sense? That's where I was. Maybe I'd bought it and forgotten. Maybe it fell from somewhere, but I knew. Deep down, I knew neither of those things were true. My hands trembled as I opened it. Inside was a single card with an address I'd never heard of and a time. 9 a.m. Today. Below that, just 3 words. Come alone. -M. Who the hell was M? I should have called the police. That's what any reasonable person would do. But something about that envelope, it felt like an invitation to something bigger than my pathetic routine, bigger than my gray cubicle and my instant coffee and my fake smile at Dave from accounting. So I got dressed. Black jeans, white shirt, leather jacket. If I was going to walk into potential danger, I might as well look good doing it. The address led me to the old district downtown. You know, the area every city has, where beautiful buildings go to die, waiting for gentrification that never comes. The specific building was a 5-story brownstone, wedged between an abandoned theater and a pawn shop. The door was unlocked. Inside, the air smelled like dust and secrets. A wooden staircase spiraled upward into darkness. No elevator. Of course not. And taped to the banister was another red envelope. 4th floor, apartment 4C. My footsteps echoed in the empty building. Each floor I passed looked frozen in time. Old newspapers from 2003, children's toys covered in grime, a shopping cart filled with moldy clothes. This was the kind of place horror movies are made of, but I kept climbing. When I reached the 4th floor, I noticed something strange. Apartment 4C's door was pristine, freshly painted black with a golden handle that gleamed under the dim hallway light. It didn't belong here. Nothing about this made sense. I knocked. Once. Twice. The door swung open on its own. The apartment inside was impossible. While the building outside was rotting, the space was immaculate. Hardwood floors polished to perfection. Modern furniture. Floor-to-ceiling windows showing a view of the city that took my breath away. And in the center of the room, a glass table with a laptop. The screen was on. A video chat window, already open. And then a voice came through the speakers. "Hello, Sarah. I've been watching you." The voice was distorted, mechanical. The video showed only a silhouette against a white background. "Who are you?" My voice cracked. "What do you want?" "I'm giving you a choice." "Your life is a loop, Sarah. Same breakfast, same commute, same meaningless conversations. You're dying slowly and you don't even know it." How did this person know about my life? My chest tightened. "Today I'm offering you an exit. Behind you on the bookshelf is a blue folder. Inside are plane tickets to Barcelona, $50,000 in cash, and a new identity. Take it and leave. Never look back. Or ... quote. Or what? Or walk away. Go back to your apartment. Pretend this never happened, but know that this is your only chance. This offer expires in 60 seconds. My mind raced. This had to be a trick, a scam. But what if it wasn't? What if someone really was giving me an escape from the monotony that was suffocating me? Didn't people dream of moments like this? I turned around. The blue folder was exactly where they said it would be. 45 seconds, I grabbed it, my hand shaking so badly I almost dropped it. Inside, just like they promised, were tickets, stacks of cash, and a passport with my photo but a different name. Emma Richardson. 30 seconds. "Why are you doing this?" I asked. "Because I can. Because someone did it for me once, and because life's too short to waste. 20 seconds, Sarah." This was insane, completely insane, but when would I ever get another chance like this? When would the universe hand me an exit from my prison of routine? "I'll take it," I whispered. "Smart choice." "There's a car waiting downstairs. Black sedan. It will take you to the airport. Your flight leaves in 3 hours. Don't pack anything. Don't call anyone. Just go." The screen went black. I ran. Down the stairs, cluck chai cluck out squirrel, clutching the folder like my life depended on it. Maybe it did. The black sedan was exactly where they said. Engine running, back door open. I slid inside and we pulled away before I could even catch my breath. The driver didn't speak. Didn't even look at me through the rearview mirror. Just drove. Through streets I recognized, then streets I didn't. The city blurred past my window, and with each mile I felt lighter, freer. We were on the highway now. Airport signs appeared. This was really happening. I was really leaving. Everything I'd known for 32 years was about to vanish in my rearview mirror, and I felt alive. For the first time in years, I felt something other than numb. The airport terminal appeared ahead. The driver pulled up to departures, and the door unlocked automatically. I stepped out, folder in hand, ready to become Emma Richardson. But as my foot hit the pavement, something felt wrong. The air was too cold, the sounds were too distant. I looked around and people were moving, but they looked wrong, like they were glitching. A woman's head jerked unnaturally. A child's movement repeated like a video loop. "No," I whispered. The driver's window rolled down, but the seat was empty, had always been empty. My heart pounded. I looked down at the folder. The edges were blurring like ink running in water. The money inside was turning into blank paper. The passport photo was fading. No. The world tilted. The airport terminal stretched and warped like melting wax. The sky fractured into pieces. And through it all I heard a sound. Distant at first, then louder. Beep, beep, beep. My alarm. I shot up in bed, gasping. My sheets were soaked with sweat. My heart hammered against my ribs. The same beige ceiling stared down at me. My phone showed 6:47 a.m. It was a dream. All of it. The envelope, the mysterious caller, the escape. None of it was real. I sat there, trembling, trying to separate dream from reality. It had felt so real. Every detail, every moment. The weight of the folder in my hands, the smell of the dusty building, the rush of adrenaline as I ran down those stairs. But it was just my subconscious, screaming at me, showing me what I really wanted, but was too afraid to chase. I got out of bed slowly, walked to my kitchen, made my instant coffee. Same routine, same life. But something had changed, because now I knew. I knew what my soul was begging for. I knew that somewhere inside me there was a person desperate to break free, and the question was, would I let her? I sat at my kitchen table, coffee growing cold in my hands, staring at nothing. And that's when I saw it. Really saw it this time. On my kitchen counter, a red envelope. My blood turned to ice. I stood up so fast my chair fell backward. This couldn't be happening. I'd just woken up. This was real life. Not a dream. Not a dash. I walked over, hands shaking worse than they had in the dream. Picked it up. Heavy cardstock, my name in elegant black ink. Sarah. I tore it open. Same card, same address, same time, 9 a.m., same 3 words. Come alone, -M. But this time, there was something else. Something I hadn't seen in the dream. A single line at the bottom, in smaller print. P.S. This isn't a dream. Check your pillow. My legs almost gave out. I ran back to my bedroom, threw aside my pillow. Nothing. Relief flooded through me. See, just my imagination. The dream had messed with my head, and now I was seeing... Wait. There was an indent on my pillow, a rectangular shape pressed into the fabric, exactly the size of an envelope. My phone buzzed. A text from an unknown number. The dream was a preview. The choice is real. You have 2 hours to decide. The car will be waiting. This time, no second chances. -M. I dropped the phone, stood frozen in my apartment, the same apartment that had been my prison for 5 years. And I realized something terrifying. I had no idea what was real anymore. Had I ever woken up? Was I awake now? Or was this another layer of the dream? But as I stood there, heart racing, mind spiraling, one thought cut through the chaos. Did it even matter? If the choice was real, I could take it. If this was still a dream, then what did I have to lose? I looked at the clock. 7:13 a.m. I had less than 2 hours to decide if I was brave enough to find out the truth. The red envelope sat on my counter, daring me. And somewhere in the city, in an abandoned brownstone in apartment 4C, I knew someone, or something, was waiting.
Thank you, Sarah, for sharing your story with us tonight. To our listeners out there in the dark, Sarah's experience leaves us with an uncomfortable truth. We move through our days assuming we know what's real. We trust our senses. We trust our memories. But what happens when reality itself becomes unreliable? When you can't tell if you're living your life or dreaming it? Until next time, keep questioning, keep listening, and remember, reality is more fragile than you think.